requested. Here's some Morgan Wallen, You Prove.
Yeah, the corner of Buffalo and Snyder Road, that flat is starting to lose some ground. Snyder, Buffalo Road. By westbound. Yeah, Snyder Road's covered with some ground.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Dwyer Stadium for round one, the semifinal Western Division between the Batavia Muckdogs and the Auburn Doubledays. Hello, everybody. Trevor Curl high up in the catbird seat, ready with you to get the postseason underway here on the road. The Doubledays enter into tonight's ball game at 23-19, beating Elmira last night and punching their ticket to the postseason with a little help from the Batavia Muckdogs beating the Niagara Power as well. Well, this is it, folks. It's one or done. You win or go home. All it takes is one win, and the Doubledays will be waiting to see what happens in tonight with Jamestown and Elmira. Both these ball clubs could ultimately be paying attention to what happens for the next game or so, but it's postseason baseball nonetheless. Let's take a look at the starting lineups for tonight. First, for the home side in the Batavia Muckdogs, as announced by manager Joey Martinez, leading things off will be the third baseman, Lucas Lopez, batting second. Will be the second baseman, Giuseppe Arcuri, batting third. The right fielder, Josh Leadham, batting fourth. The designated hitter, Levi Aguilar Jr., batting fifth. The center fielder, Kyle Hetherington, batting sixth. The left fielder, Matt DiStefano, batting seventh. The first baseman, Trey Bacon, batting eighth. The extra hitter, Chad Falcon, batting ninth. The catcher, Bryce Mortellaro, and batting 10th, rounding off the order, the shortstop, Caleb Rodriguez. On the mound for Batavia, it's the right-hander, Ryan Kinney. And boy, he has been tough this year. 4-0 in 32 innings pitched. He has an .054 ERA. He's given up 8 runs, only 3 of those earned, 10 hits, no extra base hits, 8 walks, 36 strikeouts, and opponents are batting 93 cents on the right-hander this year. And now it's time for the Doubledays, as announced by manager Ben Julian. Leading things off will be the third baseman, Michael Woolley, batting second. The designated hitter, Hazel Martinez, batting third. The catcher, Bobby Stang, batting fourth. The right fielder, A.J. Wenrich, batting fifth. The left fielder, Garrett Prosper, batting sixth. The shortstop, Carson Gross, batting seventh. The first baseman, Hal Walker Jr., batting eighth. The second baseman, Kevin Dolan, and batting ninth, rounding off the order, the center fielder, Emil Sander. Well, the Doubledays are going to change things up here going into the postseason. Instead of batting 10, they are batting 9. Michael Woolley gets his first start at the leadoff position this year. This is one of the first few times that the Doubledays will have a leadoff batter not named Harrison Campy or Carson Gross. Well, in the season series between the Doubledays and the Muckdogs, Batavia owns it by winning 3 games out of the 4. Well, but the Doubledays have plenty of opportunities to make a chance and make a run for the PGCBL title. Well, in those 3 games, Batavia, both of those ended up being doubleheaders. It started off with Batavia winning 9-0, and then a tight loss for the Doubledays, losing 1-0, and then back to Auburn that very next day. These are on June the 16th and June the 17th. Doubledays lost game 1 of the home doubleheader 3-1, but were able to take game 2 and split that second doubleheader, winning 3-0 over a complete game shutout in 7 innings by Cooper Polkovich. The Doubledays will send out Sam Huff tonight to take on the Muckdogs. He's 3-0 in 37 innings pitched. He has an ERA of .389. He's given up 20 runs, 16 of those earned, 35 hits, 16 walks, struck out 27, given up 10 extra, make that 13 extra base hits, and opponents are batting .241 on the Bates College right-hander this year. Well, both lineups are getting announced. First the reserves, then the starting lineups. But we have first pitch coming to you live from Batavia. This is it. It's one or done. The Doubledays will have a lot of work to do here on the road to hopefully see tomorrow, either in Jamestown or Elmira. The Muckdogs will face the same fate tonight. Well, we'll be right back here on the Doubledays Baseball Network. First pitch, postseason baseball, coming up next.
Prosper left field. Batting 6th and playing shortstop, number 5, Carson Gross. Gross, shortstop. Batting 7th, tonight's Eli Fish K-Man, number 18, Hal Walker. Playing first base, Hal Walker Jr., that is. Batting 8th, the second baseman, number 19, Kevin Dolan. Dolan, second base. Batting 9th, the center fielder, number 34, Emil Sander. Sanders, center field. And the starting pitcher today for the Auburn Doubledays is number 17, Sam Hupp. Hupp starting for the Auburn Doubledays. Now it's time to introduce to you the number 1 dance team in the Perfect Game League. Let's welcome the KMS Diamond Dance Team presented by Releve Dance Boutique. KMS Diamond Dance Team. And fans, this guy needs no introduction because he's the best mascot in the country. Let's hear it for Dewey. And now it's time to introduce to you our in-stands host. Let's hear it for Jada.
Muckdogs Mafia, I want to hear some noise. Your Muckdogs are in the playoffs. Let's make some noise. Oh yeah, I got to hear that noise throughout the whole game. I want them to win. We're going to win and get a game tomorrow on Monday. Let's go, Muckdogs!
Now fans, it's time to introduce to you your 2023 Batavia Muckdogs, brought to you by Tompkins Bank of Castile. The Muckdogs are managed by Joey Skip Martinez. Assistant coach Thomas Eaton. And your Muckdog clubhouse manager is Eric Mozicki. Today's bat boys are Keegan, Caden, and Cartier. And now fans, introducing the non-starters for your Muckdogs here today's game. Number 15, Garrett Bieber. Number 1, Thomas Blades. Number 00, Big Ray Houston. Number 9, Tyler Gibson. Number 13, for your Batavia Muckdogs. Leading off playing third base from St. Thomas University, number 36, Lucas Lopez. Lopez, third base. Batting second, the second baseman from St. Leo University, number 88, Giuseppe Arcori. Arcori, second base. Batting third, the right fielder from the University of Rochester, number 16, Josh Leadham. Leadham, right field. Batting fourth, the designated hitter from Florida Memorial, number 35, Levi Angela. Batting fifth, playing center field from Lipscomb University, number 12, Kyle Hetherington. Hetherington, center field. Batting sixth and playing left field from Stony Brook University, number 45, Matt DeStefano. DeStefano, left field. Batting seventh, the first baseman from Santa Fe College, number 4, Trey Bacon. Bacon, first base. Batting eighth, the extra hitter from St. John's University, today's Collins hitman at the game, number 11, Chad Falcon. Batting ninth, the catcher from Georgia Southwestern State, number 44, Bryce Mortolaro. Mortolaro catching. Batting 10th and playing shortstop from Payne University, number 7, Caleb Rodriguez. Rodriguez, shortstop. And the starting pitcher today for your Muckdogs from Xavier University of Louisiana. Let's hear it for number 77, Ryan Kinney. Kinney starting for your Muckdogs. Now, fans, at this time, I'd ask that you please rise and remove your hands for the singing of our national anthem, performed this afternoon by longtime Batavia season ticket holder Kathy Preston.
Stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. For the ramparts we watch were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets rang loud, the bands bursting in air, gave proof to the night that our flag was still there. Oh, sing us that star-spangled banner yet wave, for the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Fans, we do have two ceremonial first pitches this afternoon. Our first pitch will be by Rachel Fisher. Rachel is a 3-year season ticket holder and wife of our head of security, Dave Fisher. She has a bachelor's degree of education from Roberts Wesleyan and is currently employed by Ace Employment. And her favorite Batavia Muckdog player is 00 Big Ray Houston. Welcome, Rachel Fisher. And do I see Mary down there? Hi, Mary. Our next ceremonial pitch is also by a season ticket holder, Teresa Rumble. Teresa's a 7-year season ticket holder, and she loves to take photos of your...
And welcome back to the Doubledays Baseball Network. Batavia has taken the field, and we are just about set for first pitch here from Dwyer Stadium. Let's take a look at how Batavia will line up defensively behind Ryan Kinney. Going from left to right, Matt DeStefano in left, Kyle Hetherington in center, Josh Leadham in right, Lucas Lopez at third, Caleb Rodriguez at short, Giuseppe Arcuri at second, Trey Bacon at first, and behind the plate, the back end of the battery, doing the catching, Bryce Mortolaro. Oh, Ryan Kinney, this is going to be an uphill battle for the Doubledays this afternoon. Kinney 4-0 on the year in 32 innings pitched. He has an ERA of .84. He's given up 8 runs, only 3 of them earned. He's given up 10 hits, no extra base hits. He's walked 8, struck out 36, and opponents are batting 93 cents on the right-hander this year. The Doubledays got their work cut out for them. Let's take a look at that starting lineup once again, announced by manager Ben Julian. Leading things off will be the third baseman, Michael Woolley, batting second. The designated hitter, Hazel Martinez, batting third. The catcher, Bobby Stang, batting fourth. The right fielder, A.J. Wenrich, batting batting fifth, excuse me. The left fielder, Garrett Prosper, batting sixth. The shortstop, Carson Gross, batting seventh. The first baseman, Hal Walker Jr., batting eighth. The second baseman, Kevin Dolan, and batting ninth, rounding off the order, the center fielder, Emil Sander. The Doubledays only batting 9 tonight. They want a quick turnaround of that order. And it will be Michael Woolley to step in to lead us off. The Villanova third baseman will make his rounds to the right-hand batter's box. Ben Julian in the third base coach's box. Logan Matson in the first base coach's box. The Doubledays pitching coach, Steve LaRose. The umpires tonight calling balls and strikes behind the plate, Joe Berngasser, and out on the field taking care of the bases is Al Lina. We are ready to go here from Batavia. The first pitch on the way to Woolley is swung on and popped up first base side, foul territory. Giuseppe Arcuri and the first baseman, Trey Bacon, ranges over. It's Trey Bacon down the line to make the catch, and the Doubledays' first of 27 guaranteed outs is a foul out by Michael Woolley, one away. And we are officially underway from Dwyer Stadium here in Batavia. First pitch, just a tick after 4:19. Hazel Martinez stepping in bat second, batting 305 on the year. The first pitch on the way is a fastball that splits the outside corner for a called first strike. 0-1 the count to Hazel. Getting the DH job tonight. Gets on base quite well at a 457. The 0-1 on the way. Breaking ball waved at and missed on the lower outer third of the plate. Martinez now in a quick 0-2 hole. Walks 30 times, but the strikeout has been rare for Hazel so far this year. Has only seen the K 12 times this year. Here's the 0-2 pitch on the way. Breaking ball bounced over to first. Fielded by Bacon. He'll take it himself to the pillow. And he makes the easy routine grab down the line. 2 away, and that will bring up Bobby Stang.
Catcher number 30, batting third, Bobby Stang.
Doubledays last night were only able to muster 1 run against Elmira. They were throwing a position player, Nick Montagna. He lasted 8 innings. The Doubledays were able to scrap away 6 hits, but their lone run came in the bottom of the second inning on a safety squeeze. That 1 run is all the Doubledays needed. First pitch on the way to Bobby Stang is a fastball that misses upstairs for ball 1, 1 ball, and no strikes. This is it for the Doubledays. No more guaranteed games. That was actually the case last night, so Auburn is 1-0 in elimination games this year. 1-0 pitch is a fastball that misses up and inside, buzzes the tower of Bobby. And the count goes to 2. Up the middle, what a grab by Kinney, ranging high. The toss to first base is soft and in time to get Bobby, and the side is retired. Auburn is turned away, 1-2-3 in the top half of the first inning. We go to the bottom half. Doubledays nothing, and the Muckdogs are coming up.
Gonna send it down to Johnny Dog.
All right, fans, we're going to start it off with our Horizon Health Services tip of the day. Mental illness is nothing to be ashamed of, but stigma and bias shame us all. If you struggle with any mental illness at all, it is a very serious condition, and I hope you get treatment at Horizon Health Services.
Hey fans, if you're looking for a rocking concert, look no further than here at Dwyer Stadium. We're hosting local band Savage Cabbage, performing here on Friday, August 11th at 7 p.m. Tickets are on sale now. You can find them at the Muckdogs box office.
welcome back to Dwyer Stadium. Let's see how the Doubledays will line up behind Sam Huff tonight, going from left to right. Garrett Prosper in the left, Emil Sander in center, AJ Wenrich in right, Michael Woolley at third, Carson Gross at shortstop, Kevin Dolan at second, Al Walker Jr. at first base, and Bobby Stang is the back end of the battery tonight. For Huff on the year so far, he's 3-0 with a 37 innings pitched with a 3.89 ERA. He's given up 20 runs, 16 of those earned, 35 hits, 16 walks, 27 strikeouts. He's given up 13 extra base hits, and opponents are batting .241 on the right-hander from Bates College this year. Lucas Lopez, the third baseman, will lead us off here in the bottom half of the first inning. A .282 average on the year. The first pitch on the way from Huff is a fastball that misses up and away for ball one, 1-0. 16 runs batted in, 7 stolen bags. He's been caught 3 times. An on-base clip of 378. Here comes Huff out of the windup. The 1-0 pitch on the way, swinging a line drive down the right field line. Makes that hooking into the Doubledays bullpen foul. Count evens up at 1-1. Well, the Doubledays were ecstatic to learn the result last night here in Batavia between the Niagara Power and the Muckdogs. Here comes the 1-1 pitch on the way, swinging a tapper over to second base, right to Kevin Dolan. He'll send a toss over to Walker, and it's 1 away for Batavia here in the bottom half of the first inning. I'll bring up Giuseppe R. Curry, the second baseman. Well, Doubledays, they got through their game quite quick, and there was a lot of rain coming in the upstate New York area last night, excuse us. Doubledays game was not affected, but the game here in Batavia had about a 30-minute delay. Here comes the right-hander's first pitch on the way to the right-handed hitting R. Curry. It's a breaking ball that misses down and away, ball 1. Doubledays had that 1-run ball game, so that game zipped on through. The one here in Batavia lasted a little bit longer. Here comes the 1-0 on the way. Fastball pulled outside for ball 2, 2 balls and no strikes. Doubledays game ended by the time this one was about in the bottom half of the 7th inning. So the Doubledays just had the YouTube on TV. The 2-0 pitch on the way. Fastball misses outside for ball 3. 3 straight balls so far to Giuseppe R. Curry. But the fate was pretty much well known once Batavia was able to rack up 9. Here comes the 3-0 pitch on the way. Fastball misses down low for ball 4. So it's a 4-pitch walk to Giuseppe R. Curry. They have a man aboard with 1 away, and that will bring up the right fielder, Josh Leadham.
Batting third, right fielder, number 16, Josh Leadham.
Leadham batting .206 on the year. 12 runs batted in. He has swiped 6 bags. He's been caught 3 times. He also has a pretty high on-base percentage at a .404 clip. The slugging's a little low at .271. But Batavia will definitely run a little bit on you. The first pitch from Sam Huff is a breaking ball taken down and outside for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. Oh, Batavia, they run, like we said, 100 stolen bags. They've been only caught 33 times this year. Bobby sets up away. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. Fastball misses upstairs for ball 2, 2-0. And 6 straight balls after the first out for Huff. Right back out into the stretch, working from the third base side. Lead him with a wide open stance, right leg back onto the back line of the batter's box. 2-0 pitch on the way. Fastball splits the outside corner for a called first strike. 2-1 the count on Leadham. Like we said, Auburn used to elimination games already. Pretty much have been playing elimination games for the last 3 days. Here comes the 2-1 pitch. Big bender taking over the heart of the plate for a called strike 2. Leadham taking a turn to Berngasser. Asking him where that one missed, or actually got the zone. Just got the lower inside corner. Huff comes set, takes a look over at Curry at first. The 2-2 pitch on the way. Another bender is sent foul down the first base side. Just spoiling another breaking ball from Sam Huff. Sam will feature a good fastball along with that breaking ball. Either a slider, sometimes we'll mix in a curveball. We'll pull the string with a good changeup, mostly the left-handers. The 2-2 pitch on the way, swinging a high fly ball, hooking down the left field line. Prosper in pursuit, it's down the line, goes to a slide, but it hits off the warning track before banging off the retaining wall foul. Now the count will stay even at 2 balls and 2 strikes, and Prosper's going to have a long run back to his position in left. It's like Leadham just got out in front of a breaking ball and hooked it just a touch down the third base line, make that the left field line. Dimensions here inside of Dwyer Stadium, 325 with a high wall in left, 400 to grown folks territory in dead center field off the batter's eye. And then back to 325 down the right field line, so pretty much a cookie cutter ballpark here in Batavia. Runner takes his lead off first base. Here comes Huff, set the 2-2 on the way. Breaking ball, spoiled foul back above the roofing of the home plate area and off into the main concourse down below. This is the first time the Doubledays are playing in the sunshine here in Batavia. The last time the Doubledays, make it that the last 2 times the Doubledays took a trip out to the Muckdogs, it has been a lot of rain. Comes set once again for Huff, takes a look over at our Curry. Here's the 2-2 pitch on the way, swinging a tapper down the third. Wooley's got a chest high, sends a toss to Dolan for 1. The relay on the first base, and it is in time. Goodness me. Alina on a bang-bang play at first base calls Elena out. The Doubledays escape the bottom half of the first inning with a 5-4-3 double play to retire the side. We now go to the top half of the second inning. Both the Muckdogs and the Doubledays looking at zeros going into the top of 2.
I need some noise, and nothing gets this place rowdier than when I throw t-shirts. So if you want a t-shirt, get up. I gotta hear ya. Make some noise. Come on, we can be louder than that. Muckdogs Mafia. Make some noise. Fans, I'm gonna be banging on these trash cans, so if you want to come and join me, make some noise for your Muckdogs. I love it. We gotta get some energy. Let's go. It's the playoffs.
And welcome back to Dwyer Stadium. The Doubledays will send up 4, 5, and 6 against Ryan Kinney, AJ Wenrich, Garrett Prosper, and Carson Gross to face the right-hander Kinney, who's just been dominant this year, probably the ace of his Muckdogs pitching staff. That's why they saved him for game 1 tonight. They're ready for more postseason baseball ahead. The first pitch on the way to Wenrich is a breaking ball taken upstairs for ball 1, 1 ball, and no strikes. I mentioned the Doubledays 1-3 on the season series so far against the Muckdogs, winning only 1 of those 3 back at home. Make that 4. First pitch on the way is a fastball taken down and inside. Now the count will even up at 1 ball and 1 strike. Doubledays lost game 1 of 2 of a actually they lost both of those games doubleheaders. The first one in Batavia. The 1-1 pitch is a changeup that gets pulled the string on Wenrich. He goes chasing in the dirt. The count goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Auburn lost 3-1 and make that 9-0 and 1-0 back here in Batavia on June the 16th. Kinney sat on the mound. Here's the 1-2 pitch on the way. Swinging a tapper, third base side, backhanded by Rodriguez. A long throw across the diamond, and it gets away from Bacon. It rolls off the retaining wall by the Doubledays dugout. Wenrich takes the turn at first base. He motors into second. It's a throwing error on Caleb Rodriguez. That will be his 17th error of the season. And Wenrich is aboard at second base with nobody out here in the top half of the second inning. That brings up Garrett Prosper. Well, it's a long throw across the diamond for Rodriguez. He tries to use the dirt to his advantage. It just checks up on Bacon. He can't dig it out. And it rolls away into foul territory. Now Doubledays have a runner at second base with a left-hander up. First pitch to Prosper is a fastball taken up and away for ball 1, 1 ball and no strikes. Although you got to play some execution baseball whenever you get a runner on second base, especially when it's someone like Ryan Kinney on the mound who doesn't give up a ton of runs. You have to take advantage of your opportunities. Couple looks over at second. Here comes the 1-0 pitch on the way. Swing and a miss, pulls the string on Prosper, and the count evens up at 1-1. Doubledays this year with runners in scoring position entering into this ball game, batting .218 with 157 runs batted in. It's been a struggle this year to bring in runners from second and third. Here comes the 1-1 pitch on the way. Fastball misses up and away for ball 2, 2 balls and a strike. The Doubledays numbers this year, they've been fine at getting guys on base. They get on base at a 376 clip. It's just bringing in the runs have been a problem over the course of this summer. Couple looks over at second for Wenrich. The 2-1 pitch on the way. Fastball splits the outside corner, and the count will even right back up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Switch hitter Carson Gross awaits on deck. First time he'll be batting 6th this summer. Kinney from the stretch. He comes set, looks over at Wenrich at second. Rodriguez vacates back to the shortstop position. The 2-2 pitch on the way. Swinging a bouncing ball over to first base. Trey Bacon has it on the hop off the cut of the grass. A little execution baseball. Get a guy to second, move him over to third. And the Doubledays are threatening here in the top of the second inning. Runner on third base. One away, and that will bring up Carson Gross.
Shortstop number 5, Carson Gross.
Carson batting .221 entering into this ball game. Has 11 runs batted in. An on-base clip of .371. Slugging a little bit less than that at a .258. Infield drawn in for the Muckdogs. The first pitch on the way. Swinging a pop-up, first base side. Bacon ranging over in foul territory. He has room by the Doubledays dugout. Onto the warning track, makes the catch. And the Doubledays are but now with 2 away here in the top half of the second inning with a runner 90 feet away from third. These are the type of opportunities you can't let go to waste. And it comes down to Hal Walker Jr. 1 RBI this year. Hal is starting to heat up though, batting a .152. First pitch on the way is a fastball that runs on the inner third and taken on the corner for a called strike, 0-1. Mentioned this could be an uphill battle with Kinney on the mound. Does not give up a lot of runs, doesn't give up a lot of earned runs. Here comes the 0-1 pitch to the plate, swing and a miss. Walker out in front of a bender, down and outside, and now the count goes to no balls and 2 strikes. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 away. Rodriguez error sits at third base, could be off the hook. The 0-2 pitch on the way, fastball runs inside. Called third strike, splits the inside corner, and the Doubledays get a man all the way around to third, but leave him stranded. We now go to the bottom half of the second inning. The Doubledays and the Muckdogs looking at zeros on the scoreboard early on.
Let's send it down to Johnny Dog.
All right, fans, for our Max Pies promotion of the game, I've got season ticket holders George, Eric, Karina, and Robert. I see them all the time here, so they're going to get the best seat in the house thanks to Max Pies. And they're also going to help me bang on some of these trash cans and start a rally for your Muckdogs. So let's make some noise. Come on. There we go. Yeah. Go.
Leading off for your Muckdogs in the bottom of the second, batting fourth in the lineup, designated hitter number 35, Levi Aguilar.
Welcome back to postseason baseball live from Batavia, New York. Dwyer Stadium hosting the first round, the semifinal round of the Western Division between the Batavia Muckdogs and the Auburn Doubledays. Sam Huff, he'll have 4, 5, and 6 due up. The first pitch from Huff, and a square around pulled back. He's given up 20 hits, 4 extra base hits to right-handers. Walked 11, struck out 21. Here's the 2-1 pitch on the way, swinging a bouncing ball. Look out into the dugout of Batavia down the third base side. A rocket of a foul ball hit by Aguilar Jr. Count will even up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Huff out of the windup. Glove fan down in front of his face. Brings the 2-2 home. Fastball runs inside for a swinging strike 3. Sam Huff gets his first strikeout of the ball game. And Aguilar's turned away, and that will bring up Kyle Hetherington.
Batting fifth, center fielder number 12, Kyle Hetherington.
Hetherington batting at .283 entering into this ball game, the left-hander. 5 runs batted in, stolen 3 bags, an on-base clip of .424. Huff out of the windup, delivers the first pitch. It's a changeup, pulled the string on the left-hander. Nothing that won the count. Then you flip it over to left-handers for Huff this year. 35 batters faced. Left-handers are hitting .281, 9 hits, 6 of those being extra base hits. Swinging a ground ball down the first baseline off the bag of Hal Walker Jr., and it rolls away down the line under the tarp. Wenrich has to play it off the field tarp down the right field line. That's going to be, well, we don't know what it's ruled yet. They're going to rule it a hit or an error. Hit off the tippy top of the glove of Hal Walker down the first base line. A little top spinner that kicked off the dirt. No decision yet, and they're going to call it an error on Walker. So runner at second base with one away, and that brings up Matt DiStefano. Now Huff has to work around an error of one of his own. Takes a look over at second base. Here's the first pitch on the way. Swing and a miss with a breaking ball to DiStefano. He comes up empty. 6-hitter batting .321, 13 runs batted in, has a runner at second base. Walker playing in on the grass. Woolley, the third baseman, playing about even with the third base bag. Middle infielders are up with Emil Sander in center playing shallow. The 0-1 pitch on the way, swinging a line drive right field. That's going to hit the line fair down the line, and it hits away from Wenrich. That will bring home Hetherington. He's going to score. The throw to second base will go all the way through, but just like that, Batavia collects their first run of the ball game. It's 1-0, and that error comes back to hurt the Doubledays. Well, it's a fastball, and it's just slapped the other way down the right field line. Plenty of real estate with A.J. Wenrich covering more of the gap.
Your Muckdogs are on the scoreboard.
It's an RBI double by DiStefano. That's his 14th RBI of the year.
First baseman number 4, Trey Bacon.
And that will bring up the first baseman, Trey Bacon. First pitch on the way from Huff. Fastball taken down and outside for ball 1 ball and no strike. We take a look at the other game in Elmira. Currently the Pioneers, they're threatening in the bottom of the second inning. They have 2 aboard, and they already have a 1-0 lead over the Tarp Skunks. Breaking ball waved at and missed. Bacon was going for it all into the gap in the left field. Prosper playing a little bit closer to the left field line with Emil Sander playing a little more shallow. Those gaps open up just a little bit more into the alleys. Wind blowing from left to right with all 3 flags out in the outfield. Here comes the 0-1, or make that the 1-1 pitch. Slapped foul down the right field side. Count goes to a ball and 2 strikes. At first pitch, it was a nice 72 degrees and sunny. It's been nice and cool tonight after all that rain, so the humidity has just gone away. The 1-2 pitch on the way. Swinging a tapper down the shortstop. Carson Gross fields it deep in the hole. Long throw on the run. It pulls Walker off the bag. And we'll see if they're going to give it a hit or an infield single or an error. I would assume they have to give it an infield single. It's a tough play for Carson. He has to come charging in into the deep 6 hole and has to just try and do a do-or-die play. They're going to give him a hit. So an infield single for Trey Bacon puts runners at first and second for Chad Falcon. But the double play is in order here for the Doubledays defensively. They already turned 1 double play tonight. They've turned 4 over the last 2 ball games. Couple looks over at second. Here's the first pitch on the way to Falcon. Changeup pulls the string for Huff. Nothing to 1 the count. Doubledays have a full bullpen tonight in this must-win game. Everyone's available and everyone will be ready. Huff takes a look over at the runner at second. The 0-1 pitch on the way. Changeup again. Pulled foul. Make that slapped foul down the third base side. Now the count goes to 0-2. Both starters, Kinney and Huff, like to work quick, get the ball back, and get themselves back on the rubber. Huff leading in, gets his sign from Stang. Couple of shakes of the head, now a nod. Carson playing in the back pocket right now of the runner at second, DiStefano. Here's the 0-2 pitch on the way, swinging a ground ball, just hooking foul before the first base bag, and it rolls away. Joey Martinez in the third base coach's box for the Muckdogs, the manager of the ball club. Martinez and Julian, well, their friendship goes back a couple of, years and years ago. Getting a chance to manage against one another in the playoffs for the first time in their careers. Couple of looks over at DiStefano at second. The 0-2 pitch on the way, swinging a bouncing ball off the heel of the glove of Walker into right field. DiStefano hits the bag at third. He's in to score. The runner at first base in Trey Bacon motors all the way around to third. Another error by the Doubledays first baseman. It puts a second run on the board. It's 2-0 Muckdogs on the Doubledays here in the early going. And the threat is still not over yet.
Catcher number 44, Brooks Moralaro.
So 2 runs already in, and this inning does not look like it's anywhere close to ending I'll bring up Bryce Mortellaro, the catcher. Squares around a bunt, drops it right in front of the plate. Huff will go to first base. Runner will move up to second base, and Chad Falcon. So Doubledays get that second out of the inning. Now bring up Caleb Rodriguez. So the sacrifice does work out for the Muckdogs. Puts runners at second and third for the shortstop, Caleb Rodriguez. Well, the bunt was bunted right back to Huff, and instead of taking a turn to look at second base, he knew that he had to get a sure out. First pitch on the way to Rodriguez. Fastball misses down and outside for ball 1, 1-0. So Huff looking to get out of this jam, only surrendering the minimum of 2. Here comes the 1-0 pitch on the way. Breaking ball taken on the outside corner for a called strikeout, 1-1. So it looks like the zone is going to be a little bit more expansive tonight. We saw a really tight zone last night with field umpire Al Lina. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball, bounce over to shortstop. The runner at second base trying to shield Carson Gross. He sends a throw over to first base, and that will retire the side. 2 runs come in to score, though. One of those only earned for Huff. We now go to the top half of the third inning. The Doubledays trailing 2-0.
Your KNS Diamond Dance Team presented by Relevate Dance Repeat. Look at Johnny Dog, wow. Fans, we're raffling off a team signed jersey underneath the red tent in the concourse area. The raffle will be announced at around the 6th inning, so if you're interested in getting in on winning a team signed jersey, please do so underneath the red tent in the concourse. There's also 4 more player jerseys that we'd like to auction off as well. And fans, don't miss out on the 2023 Battle of the Badges as the City of Batavia Police Department takes on the City of Batavia Fire Department on Saturday, August 26th at 6 o'clock. Tickets just $10, and they benefit the Michael Napoleon Foundation. You can stop by the Muckdogs box office.
And welcome back to the Doubledays Baseball Network. Auburn in a hole early. It's 2-0 going into the top half of the third inning. Kevin Dolan, Emil Sander, and Michael Woolley, 8, 9, and 10 due up. The last time Ryan Kinney took them out for the Muckdogs against the Doubledays, you got to go back to Saturday, July 15th. That game was postponed after the bottom half of the second inning. Actually, it was during the bottom half of the second inning. Kinney was facing 10 batters. He already had 6 strikeouts, only gave up 1 hit. That was a base hit to Riley Brody. First pitch that Kevin Dolan sees in the playoffs is a changeup hitting the outside edge for a called first strike, 0-1. Here comes the 0-1. Looks like a fastball that misses down and outside to count evens up at 1. Well, for Dolan, not a ton of playing time in the early part of the year, but as the calendar month has turned, he has seen a lot more action. He's been playing pretty well as well. The 1-1 pitch is a fastball that runs a bit too tight off the inside edge for ball 2, 2-1. Kevin batting .241 entering into this ball game. 5 runs batted in. He brought it home the winning run last night. The 2-1 pitch, swinging a line drive, just hooks foul off the third base bag down the left field line. Count evens up at 2-2. It was a safety squeeze that brought Michael Woolley home from third base. Kevin Dolan, small ball specialist, helping out the Doubledays in his hometown ball club make their run to the postseason. Here comes the 2-2 pitch on the way, swinging a line drive to left field, and Dolan stays hot. He drops in the first base hit of the ball game for the Doubledays, and they answer with a leadoff single, and that'll bring Emil Sander with a runner on. Sander entering into this ball game, batting .333 as a second leadoff batter. Stolen 6 bags, and he will bunt. He is a small ball specialist at the bottom 2 of the order for the Doubledays. Dolan inching off the bag at first base. Third baseman Lopez playing it on the grass. Emil squares and pulls the bunt back as a fastball misses outside for ball one. A wheel play on for the Muckdogs with the second baseman Giuseppe Arcuri already crashing towards that first base bag. First baseman Trey Bacon holding on Dolan at first. Lopez still in on the grass. Emil squares. The 1-0 pitch. Bunt drops down the third baseline. Lopez will send a toss over to first base. Dolan takes a turn around second base. Bacon will thought about sending a snap throw backdoor to second base. But the sac bunt is successful for Emil Sanders, so the Doubledays will have a runner in scoring position with one away. That brings the top of the order back up for Michael Woolley. So just like that, the Doubledays are manufacturing here in the top half of the second inning. That brings Dolan to second base for Woolley. He's 0 for 1. First pitch on the way is a fastball that runs on the inside edge for a called strike. 0-1. Michael saw one pitch and popped it up in foul territory. Right to the first baseman Bacon in foul territory. 0-1 pitch, swung on a line drive down to third. Fielded by the shortstop, Caleb Rodriguez, a throw to third base. And they have Kevin Dolan out at third. Kevin runs into an out, and that puts Michael Woolley on at first base, and that will now bring up Hazel Martinez. Well, Dolan doesn't try to cut himself in half. He tries to stay a little too aggressive. Ground ball that takes Rodriguez already towards third base, so he just sends a nice easy toss to Lucas Lopez, who applies the tag. And 2 away. Hazel Martinez will now hit with Woolley aboard at first. Here comes Kinney's first pitch on the way to Martinez, swinging a bouncing ball right to Bacon at first base. And he'll take a trot over to first and touch the bag. That will retire the Doubledays. Auburn gets a hit, manufactures a runner to scoring position, but Auburn runs into an out and then bounces out to retire the side. We now go to the bottom half of the third inning. Doubledays still trailing 2-0.
Fans, once again, it's time to recognize our service members in attendance this afternoon, presented by Turnbull Heating and Cooling. At this time, I'd like to ask all retired and active military in attendance to please stand up. We'd like to thank you for your service and protecting our freedom. Throughout the season, we have been recognizing military veterans. Home game ceremonies. It's been a pleasure to do so, and once again, our thanks to Turnbull Heating and Cooling for sponsoring this fabulous promotion.
Sam Huff back out to work for the bottom half of the third inning. The Doubledays trying to hold the Muckdogs, as the top of the order will come right back up for the Muckdogs. Lucas Lopez will lead us off. It's 1, 2, and 3. Lopez, Arcuri, and lead him. Lopez 0 for 1. He bounced out to the second baseman his first time up. Huff out of the windup, delivers the first pitch on the way. Changeup misses down low for ball one. Well, for Huff, he usually goes that changeup breaking ball against left-handers. Really doesn't throw that fastball unless he needs to. Likes to play more off speed. Here comes the 1-0 pitch on the way. There's a fastball that catches the outer third on the corner for a called strike at 1-1. Doubledays down early 2-0. Still plenty of baseball left to be played. Here comes the 1-1 pitch on the way. Breaking ball misses off the back foot for ball one, or make that ball two. 2 balls and a strike. Good crowd on hand here for the first game of the playoffs here on Sunday afternoon. Here comes the 2-1 pitch on the way, swinging a line drive to left center field. Emil Sanders coming in. Does he dive? He does. Does he make the catch? He does, says the home plate umpire. And Josh Berngasser Oh, as now both the field umpire and the home plate umpire have yet to make a call. It was the home plate umpire who called him out. The field umpire said safe. So Lucas Lopez took the turn around first base and came into second. It didn't look like that Emil trapped it out in the outfield. The way he came down and jumped up, it made it look like he made the catch. Usually when you see a guy trap the baseball, they're usually hesitant on getting the ball back in. Oh, Emil wasn't hesitant at all. He made the catch completely, at least from our point of view. Now, it doesn't matter what we see. It all depends on what the boys in blue see down the field. And they'll call Lucas Lopez out, so Emil Sander makes the catch. Oh, and that will send Joey Martinez into a little bit of a rage. He's sending a couple of words down towards the home plate umpire side who made the out call. Usually the field umpire is the one who's supposed to take a look at the one in the outfield. He's already a little bit closer out in the field. Well, the Doubledays will catch a break on the line out. One away, and that will bring up Giuseppe R. Curry. The first pitch is swung and popped up. Foul territory, first base side. Everyone will take a look, but it ends up banging off a couple of bleachers, and now a race for the baseball from the few kids out there in attendance down the first base side. No balls and a strike. Here's the pitch on the way from Huff. Breaking ball misses upstairs for ball one. 1 ball and 1 strike evens up the count. Our Curry walked his first time up, and that was erased on the inning-ending double play. Back in the bottom of the first inning. Huff out of the windup, kicks the 1-1 home. Change up, pulls the string on the inside edge, and it hits the very edge of the black on the inside corner. Our Courier is already swiping his foot away in his pre-pitch routine. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 away. Here's the pitch on the way from Huff. Breaking ball tapped, and ooh, it gets a bite out of our Curry. Looks like it hits him right on the inner thigh. And he's going to take a second to walk it out, and oh, it might have hit somewhere else. So our Curry is going to take an extra second. The home plate umpire will brush away the dirt from home plate. And we'll try it here with a ball and 2 strikes, and our Curry's, he's going to take an extra second to get himself readjusted. Take a look over to Elmira between the Tarp Skunks and the Pioneers. Elmira still clinging on to a 1-0 lead. They got that run back in the bottom half of the first inning. They've had a couple of other threatening opportunities. Both these ball games are going to be probably tight here, as our Curry looks like he's A-okay, but it's going to be in a little bit of pain, as this is going to be a tough 1-2 count for him to face. Nobody warming up in the Doubledays bullpen quite yet. Some guys are stretching in the Batavia bullpen, but that's just to keep things loosened up. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 away. Huff out of the windup, kicks and fires home. Breaking ball bounces in the dirt for ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes will even up the count here. Sunday afternoon baseball. You can't ask for anything better except for sunshine and a lack of clouds out in the distance. There are some making their way from the left field line, and that's where the wind is blowing, so we might get some cloud coverage later on in the ball game. Huff out of the windup, the 2-2 pitch on the way, swinging a foul down the first base side. It slices out into the stands once again. Well, the last time the Doubledays entered to the ballpark here at Dwyer Stadium, it was a Saturday firework night, and this was a packed up house even though it was quite raining. Here comes the 2-2